It's simple. People just want to go and vote and stay there, stand. But you were told, please vote. Go to that, box of yours or that Benson tick, walk away. Please don't stay there. I would urge all the youth and all the Ugandans, kindly go home. We're here at UBC. U24 will be giving you all the live coverages that you ever needed about these elections. So please do not stay at the polling stations. You need to go and vote and walk away. Good morning and you're welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Good seeing you too.
Yes. Someone watching us would love to know your name.
Yeah, I go by names of Cherisima Israel. I'm the national coordinator of Gen Z for Gen 7. And we're here to protect the gains, and we are the custodians of the legacy of NRM.
What does that mean?
So Gen Z,
Gen Z.
Gen Zs, those are people who were born between 1995 to 2012.
So some of us that are this side, you're
millennials.
I think we are Afro-Nasters, but it's okay. It's well, you people, we are still looking good.
Yeah. Now so so
yes.
So we are Gen Zs for January Kaguta Museveni, Gen Zs for Generation 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to be voting. And His Excellency, when he was doing his campaigns, told the people, mostly with the youth, that kindly cast your vote and walk away. But in the news, some of them are saying, we are going to stick there. We are not going anywhere. We want to be there and we want to see how they're counting the votes. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, the Constitution provides for every presidential candidate and every political candidate to have 2 agents. So if you're not part of those 2 agents, whereby your political party or your candidate has not selected, I think it's just illegal for you. The best, legally, you're supposed to do 20 meters. After voting, you're supposed to be 20 meters from the polling station.
True.
But if you're an agent, you can be there and observe. So I wonder why you should keep around the polling station if you've not been selected. But I know some people who want to keep around the polling stations are mostly opposition guys, mostly in the central here, who want to steal the elections like how they did last time.
Why do we think they're opposition? Why are you people thinking in that way, that the people that want to stay on the polling stations are oppositions?
They are because they know they are going to lose and they're looking for ways of stealing elections. Last time they stole about 2 million votes from us.
Do you have the evidence that they stole these votes?
Yeah, the evidence is there.
Okay.
Yeah, the evidence is there. So they are looking for opportunities of stealing, but this time round it's quite different also. It's going to be hard for them because we are using the biometrics machines for the first time. So there's no opportunity for stealing any vote. And there's no requirement for you to be at the polling station if you are not selected by your candidate to be his or her agent.
So how are these people selected to be agents?
It's the candidates basing on how someone is active, the mobilizer is active on ground, and then also as the candidate, as that agent participated in the verification of the register. Because based on my knowledge, last week the registrars were sent to the different political parties to send to their members and agents on ground to verify with the people who are going to, the people on ground, are they on the register, are their names spelled correctly? So I believe it is based on how active someone is on ground to be selected, of which I'm quite sure. For example, the National Unity Platform, I believe their agents are centered in the central region. But in Zombo, I don't think that they have any agent there.
Why?
I just believe.
How sure are you that they don't have agents there?
Because their support is so minimal. They have about 20% of Uganda'S population that support them, and most of them are in the central.
Recently, I don't know whether my producer Tyson is able to get a video of His Excellency, but if he cannot, then well, that is okay. The president recently, I think he was in Rubaga, where he came out and, there was some other youth that were, talking. But then we saw the president was very angry that they were not allowing these people to come and express what they are feeling. And of course, one of them said, I am a youth, and you know, we sweep roads in Kampala, and we only earn 5K a week. 5,000 a week. And then I think he asked and said, who is your boss? And of course the boss stood up. But then these young people said, the people that when we go back to our communities, then the people say, why do we support NRM? If you're getting 5,000, but you're sweeping and you're supporting NRM, why are you supporting NRM? I hope you heard that young lady speaking. What do you have to say about that? Because we're seeing most of the youth are, you know, engaging themselves in dirty games because of unemployment. It's very scarce right here in our country. We don't have very many youth employed. Yes, they could be there, but they're minimal. These days it's Segamba Nogu. If you say Gamba Nogu and you have your papers and qualifications, you'll go through. If you don't have your qualifications, then you will find somewhere to be fixed. What do you have to say about that?
For government, government has about less than 80,000 jobs. That's if you get the policemen, the army personnel, and some of the workers here at UBC in the whole country. It has less than 80,000 jobs. When President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni took over power, I believe you heard about an incident where Kenya was about to, we're about to go to war with Kenya. The reason was the Kenyans were exploiting us big time because of Magendo. The political climate by that time, which was established by Idi Amin, who chased away Indians who were creating jobs for us, the Ugandans started venturing into Magendo, and the Kenyans were profiting mostly in that. So by the time the president found our economy, it was in shambles. Right now, and even by that time, policemen never used to earn, police officers, army personnel never used to earn salary. They would baringa bakukwata nga gwe salary yawe bakukwata.
You have to pay.
Yeah, their day has gone well. So now, basing on how the president found our economy, Namave here used to be a dumping site for dead bodies. But right now we're having more than 600 factories in Namave. So the president is concerned about the levels of unemployment, but government cannot employ all of us, because there are almost 100,000 youth that graduate every year. And those 100,000 can be consumed in government positions. But the president has created an able environment. He has created the presidential skilling hubs, whereby if what you studied at school cannot give you a job at university, you go and get a skill which is able to bring you money within your pockets. The presidential skilling hub is 100% free of charge. You sleep, you have lunch, medical insurance. So the president is trying to create an able environment for us, the youth, the Gen Zs, to hustle. Internet is quite so fast, and there's internet connectivity from here to Arua, to Chisoro, to Rukunjiri, in every corners of this country. There's internet connectivity, and internet connectivity is a platform for us Gen Zs whereby we can hustle, we can promote what we are selling, some of the goods, the services that we are giving. Then we're having the people in the service sector, the border. So the peace that he has created, the conducive environment that he has created for us, is enabling us to hustle. And then also he's trying to convince us to stop farming. When you do farming for your household only, if you have 4 acres of land, you use those 4 acres of land to plant stuff which you're going to come and sell to us in Kampala, us who don't want to go and farm. And then if us, the ones in Kampala who if you've fed us enough and you're looking for a bigger market, he's telling us to embrace the East African Federation. You sell your maize, your food and your products to the East African community. So he's trying to create for us an environment whereby we can create employment for ourselves. We can through the
Have
hustle.
something.
Yeah, through the hustle, you can have something. I believe in 1986, in 1972.
But you were not born by that time.
Yeah, but I believe the lady who was talking yesterday, she's quite old. They never used to pay them for sweeping.
So you mean by paying them 5,000, are they doing justice to them?
For now, that's basing on the resource envelope on how much the Kampala City Authority collects from the Ugandans in the city.
But remember, these are the youth. But we also see there are also some youth that, you know, are on the streets. Most of them are these young people, tentatively our age right here. And some of them are using drugs. When you go to, is it Chisenyi?
Yeah.
Yes. And you see how these people are sleeping. It's quite unfortunate that we still have a slum in Kampala, in the middle of the city. That's how I would call. And most of the people that are there are the youth. And recently, I saw the president giving out, you know, telling them to engage themselves in the presidential, you know, hubs, you know, skilling for a boy and girl child. And some of them have come up. But then they tell you when we finish, and then the president, you know, hands over the envelope or gives us items to use. Sometimes we don't receive these items. What happens? How does that happen? And, you know, we're going for elections. And the majority of the people that are voting are the youth. You as the national coordinator, have you coordinated very well for the youth down there, mostly the ones that are staying down, to make sure that they have national IDs? Because now it's going to be a national ID. You don't have a national ID, I don't think you'll be able to go to the polling stations and vote. But also when we look at that, is it a must that I should be having an ID? What if I don't have an ID? And I'm, you know, a big supporter of Muzei, and I want to go and vote. What happens?
First of all, if you don't have an ID, you should have registered yourself in the voters register and updated yourself when the Electoral Commission sent out its agents for the Ugandans to verify their data and their information. If you didn't, then your vote is...
They don't have smartphones.
Is invalid. No, they did. Like, the agents were sent on ground by Electoral Commission, and those agents were meant to verify the names. And if you're not on the list, you could go and talk to these people and tell them, hey, my name is not on the list. But then also the National Identification Number, the NIN number, is quite important in these elections because we're trying to avoid vote rigging, mostly from opposition. So if you don't have a NIN number, your vote is going to be valid and you're not going to be able to access the voting grounds. So I believe next time, 2031, sorry. Yeah, you do it in time, and if General Mozi Kainerugaba comes to contest for presidency, you go in 2030, yeah, verify your name on the register, and then go and vote General Mozi Kainerugaba. That's if he contests for presidency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being part of this show. You're watching us from where you are, those that are live on all our platforms, which is at, you know, X. We are there live. You can, you know, send in your views and your questions. We'll be able to answer them. That is at U24 Television. Go onto our YouTube channel. We are live. You can, you know, ask the questions and then we'll be able to respond to them. Today morning, I'm delighted and honored to have a national coordinator, and I could say he's a youth. Now me, where do I fall? Because I'm born before 19. Okay, yeah, that's another story for another day. Oh, I think I'm a youth as well.
Yeah, you're a youth.
Yes, I'm still a
youth.
However much people say we are, it's okay. We are youth. Why is my producer laughing, Tyson? So we're talking about some of the key issues that we should expect in this coming elections. 4 days to go. Well, there are only 4 days to go. What are some of the key issues that we should expect in this, you know, year's elections? Recently, Nyombi Tembo came up and said the internet is going to be there. You as a national coordinator, we the youth need our internet. But then other people said, we should take off this internet. Why? Because when we do have the internet, the violence that goes on the internet is way, you know, beyond. Some people I hear still votes using the internet. I don't know. Have you heard about that? Are you sure? Have you heard about that, how the votes are stolen using the internet? And then, of course, some people said, well, we expect to become, the city to become, but other people are saying, tugenda kubeera ku ground. Teffe tetuvaawo. Bwe babba akalulu kaffe. Mu boxi bwaffe bwe banaabubba. So we don't know which is which. What are some of those key issues that we should expect in this year's elections as 4 days to go?
First of all, to the Gen Zs out there and to the youth out there, I would love to let you know that there's a particular group of people who think that they're above us as Africans, and they never want to see us develop. Where our country has come from is quite far, and those people, you know them, most of them are whites, and we have agents. Like you see, in 1886, when we had slave trade, we had chiefs who would sell our grandparents for a mirror, would sell them for silk,
For salt.
for salt.
For some, gold and
Yeah,
silver.
so in our generation, the chiefs that we're having right now who are selling us are the likes of Bobby Wine, who are selling our generation so that they can have their kids have incentives and study from abroad, who are making quite some good money, who are getting favors from the white people and the Western world. There are countries which benefit from us being unstable. And for example, this year is quite a fundamental year for us because we're going to produce the first barrel of oil. We're going to have our first oil be exported this year.
Yes.
And I believe you watched what happened in Venezuela.
Yes, how
The president was kidnapped, and then Trump is saying he's sending companies to go and start extracting what?
The fuel.
The fuel, the oil.
And the oil.
So the same applies for us here. There are people who are looking, who have agents here, who have the chiefs of our generation who are selling us for a penny, who are selling our generation, but their intentions are not clean with us. So I would love to urge you, all the youth out there and the Gen Zs, don't allow to be manipulated, don't allow to be used. Because in the long run, when you're arrested, this person is out there enjoying alya butaala. If that person calls you on the streets, soko mbuze mutabani wo, mama wo, mukazi wo, muwala wo baliwa, beba basooka ku front line. But if none of those people are on the front line, please don't engage into violence on the polling day. Internet is going to be on. We're in a generation of misinformation, and just don't spread fake news. Don't spread fake news. And as I said before, every political candidate is legally allowed to have an agent. So if you're not an agent, just be 20 meters away from the polling station, or you go home. Everything that's going to be happening at every polling station will be happening live on your TV. You can watch from the comfort of your home. Never tomanyi kuba chikonde, tomanyi okola chi ku polling station. You go home, watch, and don't engage into violence. Don't allow to be used by selfish politicians who are looking for a platform to exploit our country, to spread homosexuality, who are agents of Satan in our nation.
You mean some of them are agents of Satan?
Yeah, if you're not participating in the nation building of our country, and you don't believe in what His Excellency Kaguta Museveni has done for us, you're definitely an agent of Satan, an agent of Illuminati.
Well, well, these words are not my words, but the words coming from the national coordinator. Well, you went and mentioned something about, Bobby Wine flying his children out of the country. Is that really a problem for him to fly his children out of the country ahead of the coming elections?
No, it's not a problem. First of all, Uganda is peaceful. Uganda is going to be peaceful. We have the one and only, the Avenger, General Moses Kainerugaba, who's going to be in charge of our security. When that one is in charge of our security, nothing will happen to us. Trust me. We are going to be safe. No one is going to bring violence into our country. All the agents of the neo-colonialists, the agents of the narcissists are going to be taken care of if they bring force and violence into our country. So the elections are going to be peaceful. The ghetto youth out there who are used the other time in the other elections to burn tires and to destroy property are now ideologically oriented The president established a circle for them because after elections last time, they were dumped by politicians who Senyonyi used to be a journalist like you.
Yes,
and
he used to work with us right here.
Yeah, he used to work here. Then he
Yes,
later
then
went to
NTV.
NTV.
Yes.
Then we used to have him at our Chimeza at Sis Kalopa, the Pan-African Chimeza. He would come on a border. 8 years ago, Senyonyi, even in his village, he never owned a piece of land. 8 years ago, he was earning 800,000. Right now, he's one of the biggest landlords in Chanja. So, after the speaker, Senyonyi is his office has one of the biggest budgets. He has never rejected money that comes from government.
He says you don't have evidence that he gets this money.
He gets salary, like someone earns about 40 million shillings.
That's a must, he has to get the salary.
40 million, if you're earning 40 million and you're having about, because where he comes from, Nakawa, the people he represents, if every year, every month, he says, I'm going to buy one motorcycle for one youth. Yeah, I'm going to have 5 million and I invest it in a circle of women who are selling in the market so that they can borrow from. Every month I get 5 million or I get half of my salary, and he has not done that. He has not done that. So if someone is that selfish, how about now when he's having these huge amounts of money that we're going to be making from oil?
He normally says that he has taken care of some of the youth in Nakawa. At least some of them have gone back to school.
I come from Nakawa school. There are those youths who are into the service sector. For example, the border riders. Yeah, what have you done? The amount of money he earns can impact someone's life. So what the president did the previous elections, after the youths, mostly the ghetto youths, were used and dumped by mostly opposition, he first of all took them through ideological orientation, through Major Makutes and General Damulida. He took them through ideological orientation and he made them love their country first. After making them love their country, most of them were not, ghetto youth can't settle in one place. They established leadership within themselves, and they were given 100 million per circle, of which they used that money so well, and the profits increased, and this made the president even add them 1 billion, which is going to be released this year. 1 billion per circle, those are 12 divisions, and the program is going to go on throughout the country. So right now, opposition has no platform to use ghetto youths or to use youths into violence.
But when we see, Bobi Wine going for campaigns, I actually stay in Chalwajala, and yesterday, my friend, we were affected. Some of us tested tear gas. We who are very, very innocent, we tested tear gas. And I wondered, now me, the innocent one, why would I test tear gas? Why? Because the majority of the people that were with him were the youth escorting him. I think he was going to Mokono. But we'll see that, yes, the police was, tear gassing these young people. But where you're saying His Excellency, the President of Uganda, has, done a lot for this youth. But when this man has a rally somewhere, we are seeing the bands that are involved in this. What's the go between in there? Is it drama from both political parties?
First of all, this gentleman, Ainachi Waite guy, the people he ferries from Kampala, the same people he goes with to Arua.
This is the national coordinator's words, guys. These are not
my words. Those are the same people he goes with to Arua. And you see, when I came inside here, he told me to sit here.
Yes.
If I decided to come and sit there, what were you going to take of me?
Well, I think these are the rules that we do in studio. Please take a seat here, and you will have to obey the rules and sit where you're supposed to sit.
When I was getting in, the security personnel told me, park, they checked my car, come and register. If I refused...
Of course, they will just literally throw you out.
So the Electoral Commission issued a roadmap and issued designated places where one should have rallies. If they have told you that you're going to have your rally in Nambole, and you're scared that you can't fill Nambole, you decide to pass through the town. Remember, I used to be a musician. I used to love his songs. And there are people out there, most youths there who still love his songs, who don't know what Bobi Wine looks like. And he passes through a city where a crowded place whereby there are markets and people are minding their own businesses, police has a role to dismantle them and make him go to where he's designated to do. But he has been doing funny games and funny politics, whereby he passes through city centers, and some of the young people there were excited, who have never seen him, who have heard his songs, just want to see, but they don't want to listen to him, because the opportunities that they have given him to listen to him, he only spends it abusing and attacking NRM. I don't think that's what...
Recently, NRM is the one that attacked him.
You've had him abusing General Moses Kainerugaba, right? You've had him attacking President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We as young people and Gen Zs, we need someone who draws a 3-dimension of our future. If you draw for me a picture, for example, if I want to marry, I need to draw for you a picture of how I'm going to make you live. And if I show you how beautiful our home is, how the cars I'm going to give you, that's going to make you allow me into your life, right? But now, if you cannot convince us, if you cannot give us a 3-dimension of our future, then you're hopeless. Like we can't be on your side. But His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has said, yes, there are 7 points of the qualitative leap, and the fundamental one is peace. Right now, we're in a curve whereby we're going to take off into a fast economy. The first, no, we are now in the middle income economy, but now we are transforming into a fast economy. So the president has drawn for us a 3-dimension whereby we are seeing our future, and we are convinced that, hey, yes, this is the best person, this is the best candidate that's going to represent us, that has our interests at heart. But for Robert Kyagulanyi going through the streets, busy areas, when he has designated places, that's quite unfortunate and that's quite bad. Then he has a guy of people. You've seen him on Masaka Road.
But recently, actually, when you talk about Masaka Road, sorry to cut you a bit short, they say that the jam towards, the festive season, the jam that was caused on Masaka Road was due to His Excellency, the President of Uganda, that got out of his car and started to have a meeting. That is in courts. These are not our words, but these are the words that were said on social media. And Bobi Wine came and said, why would he do that? Sit on the road and, have a meeting when he was supposed to go for campaigns. And he said also that the roadmap that he's been given, let's say that if he's going to Chalwajala, he is supposed to come all the way from, Magere, through the New Kasangati Road and through the Chira roundabout, and he continues. But then he finds, diametrics in between the way there that, they've already put the road tolls and said, no, you're not supposed to pass here. Use the other route, and he uses a dusty route. And then our ex-president is, using a route that doesn't have dust. So he's saying, what is happening? Because he has more youth than, this side. Is that why they're telling him to use funny roads, like mostly the dusty roads?
For the incident of Mpigi, it is us Ugandans who are quite indisciplined. Because when the president left the rally,
yes,
he's a head of state. And he's someone who has contributed to the security of this region, not only Uganda. And through his contribution of security in this region, he has also created quite a number of enemies in the region. For example, the Al-Shabaab. Last time they bombed us here.
Just opposite us here.
Yes, they bombed us here a few years ago. So he is the head of state. He has exported peace in the region where, in some countries where there has not been peace. So it is a role of security to make sure that he's safe. And us as Gen Zs, we still need him. So the indiscipline of Ugandans when he was leaving the venue
caused us to have a lot of jam.
Because the road, there's Mpigi Express which is being constructed. And that road takes it's 2 lanes, those which are going and those which are coming.
Yes.
But now the indiscipline of our people, mostly the Nope guys from Masaka, Nyendo, who are coming back, they don't follow traffic rules. They created their own lane. And on creating their own lane, the cars which are coming from Kampala going to Masaka side,
had to, the jam was beyond
Yes.
unexpected.
Now, it's like when they tell you don't smoke, don't drink alcohol, you continue drinking. Then when you're diagnosed with cancer, you start blaming it on God. But it's you has brought those problems to yourself. So on that day, it is us Ugandans who brought the traffic on ourselves. It is not His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni who caused the traffic. It is us who, that were indiscipline, that made that happen. And then about Kyagulanyi being diverted, every time he's going to have a rally in a particular place, security personnel with these agents on ground, they have prior meetings. They agree on route maps, of which those route maps are shared with him through his agents. Now, when these are his cheap games that he's trying to play with, that's so that he can get popularity. Before, when he was not tear gassed, he tried to set up a situation that so that he's tear gassed. Because the other time,
why are you saying he set up a situation that ended him to be tear gassed?
Yeah, through his rowdy youth and not even youth. For example, Hightower is not a youth; he's an old guy. I believe he was born in 1970 something. They started provoking police, security personnel. I believe you've seen videos whereby National Unity Platform personnel are provoking security personnel. You've seen videos where National Unity Platform are beating up people donning one yellow shirts. Uganda is for all of us. Uganda is not for Nope. Uganda is not for NRM. Uganda is for all of us. And if I do not agree with you, don't
fight me.
Don't fight me. Fight me ideologically.
Yes.
Fight me through action. You convince me through action that, hey, this side of mine is way better than this is how we do things on our side. But if you're beating me up now, what about when you're in power?
He says, recently he said when I think he was in Buvuma, and he said the first thing he will do when he becomes the president is to take off all the soldiers that are on Buvuma land, because the fishermen are not fishing, and mostly these are the youth that have, literally not gone back to school. They refuse to go back to school. So at the end of the day, they cannot go to fish because there's a lot of security. And they decide to engage themselves, into him, coming onto his convoy so that they can pick something to eat.
So the colonialists, the British people, when they colonized us, where we had 3 C's and the 3 T's. That's coffee, cotton, and cocoa. Then,
yes.
Then the 3 T's, that was tobacco, tourism, and tea.
Yes.
Right now, one of our biggest exports is fish. We are now one of the biggest fish exporters in the region. And what has brought that? We had a lot of freedom. ONE-GENZ said Museveni emirembe gitumazeeko emirembe.
Someone to cut you short was out somewhere, and then someone said, kati now you people are here shouting, and you're in bars drinking alcohol, leaving at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. Would you have this? So I'm relating to what you're speaking.
Yeah,
Emirembe mingi kati.
Emirembe gitumazeeko emirembe bandari rise ebekutte.
That road, my friend, traffic is too bad. I no longer use it. Now I have another alternative. Even when you're not going there,
so
you follow
the Uganda People's Defense Forces has contributed a lot in transforming the fishing sector, because the fishermen were using illegal fishing gears, and they were finishing all the fish that we had in our lake because of too much freedom that was given to them. So the president established the Uganda People's Defense Forces Marine Unit to go on the different lakes, water bodies that we have in the country, to make sure that we subdue those activities that will happen. And right now, we have the money that is being used to construct the MPG Express, the money that is being used to construct the flyover of Kampala, some of it came from the taxes we got from fish. So UPDF has done a lot, and right now, last month, he diffused the unit, and power now went back to the fishermen themselves now.
Okay, so whatever the other one was saying is, you know.
Because if you see, he's ideologically disoriented. Because if you allow everyone to go on the to use any gears on when he's fishing or she's fishing, fish is going to be out of the lake. Where are we going to earn taxes? Where are we going to earn money that will help us construct nice studios like this, nice schools, nice hospitals? We shall not be having such platforms anymore.
Okay, well, you're watching Year 24. Sheila is my name, and today I'm honored and delighted to have a national coordinator is with us in studio. And of course, we're talking about what we should expect, you know, as we're heading to the polling stations. We have 4 days to go. And he has been explaining some of the things that, you know, the youth should do and not engage themselves. Well, maybe something that I have forgotten to say, to ask you is, you as the national coordinator, are you for Nakawa? Or you're for all of us? For all,
throughout the country. Yeah.
Now, how have you coordinated these young people to go and vote?
First of all, 80% of the Gen Zs in the country managed to verify their polling stations, because we are, as Muzai said, we are softies. So they went online, they verified the polling stations where they're going to be voting from. And after that, after verifying where they're going to be voting from, they are really eager to vote for Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And we managed to set up a hotline and offices whereby, in case anyone interrupts, tries to intimidate you, they're going to contact us. Violence is not going to be accepted in these elections, and the young people are now steady.
Okay.
They are now steady and ready.
And ready to vote. Now, when you look into your camera, and that camera right in front of you, what would be your last remarks for the youth as we head onto the polling station?
My last remarks are quite simple. Do not agonize, but organize, because the future belongs to the organized. Thank you. And don't forget to vote for the old man in the heart. He has our interests at heart as Gen Zs. And his 3D picture that he has drawn for us of our future is quite interesting, and his past and what he has done for our country speak a lot, and we believe that he's the right choice and the best person for us.
All right, well, thank you so much, you know, for joining us this morning and for coming to talk to us. Hope we'll have you before the D-Day of elections to tell us how prepared you are for these elections. Tentatively, would have you on Thursday with Major Emma in studio so that you can tell us how ready we are for, you know, for that D-Day that we expect. But thank you so much for coming. Send our greetings to the people that you work with. Well, thank you so much for being part of this beautiful show. You've heard it from the National Coordinator. Vote and stand 20 meters away unless you're an agent, because if you're not, you will be beaten and you will be held, you'll be taken in.
They'll not be beaten, they'll be arrested.
You will be arrested, as the National Coordinator has said. So kindly, guys, let's, you know, follow these rules. Let's vote and go back home, or vote and, you know, step away 20 meters. It's not really something that is big. It's something small that you can avoid for the betterness of your family and also, you know, of Uganda. We are going to be heading to the polling station, but all the time a question has been, are you ready to vote for a leader who is going to, you know, do something for you in your community, take children back to school, you know, construct for you better roads, construct for you hospitals, churches, schools for these young people to go to school? Or are you ready to vote for a leader who is going to go in parliament and step on tables? Or are you going to vote for a leader who is going to be fighting and abusing everyone around? Well, vote for a leader who will take you for another 4 years, and a leader who will be able to bring change for us. Here in Uganda, we have peace. And of course, the National Coordinator said when he attended somewhere, Mirembe Minji, Bandari Rise, ever, that road, woo, when you know, at about 7 p.m. there, you know, the jam is crazy. But this is because we have peace. So please go and vote, walk away, vote for a person who will take you for another 4 years, and to make sure we get more peace and more security. Thank you so much for being part of this. We'll be able to bring you all the live, coverages right here on U24 UBC TV. We'll be giving you whatever will be happening on the polling station, whatever will be taking place on the polling stations, whatever the people that will be voting will be live 24 hours. So please be secured that UBC TVs are going to be live. So you don't need, you don't need to go and stand. Just sit in your comfort of your sitting room and watch. We'll be giving you all this. Thank you so much. God bless you. Fresh and Clean is here. I can see Shiba. He's very smart, ready to take you and to give you the latest gossip in the music industry. For me and my whole crew, thank you so much. God bless you and have a lovely day.
Ciao.